Good morning. Thank you for joining us for this daily dose of encouragement. Looks like I'm going to be with you for a little while. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is tentatively the plan, so Andrew and I are going to help give you some encouragement, make sure that you are taken care of, make sure that you have some spiritual guidance to help you through the week. We are beginning a new work week for most people. So we want to start this work week off with five tips of encouragement to help you as you press on with the daily grind, as you press on doing what you are doing. So our first tip is, first of all, be thankful that you have a job. You may not have a job, and for those who have gone a long time without having a job, it can be very discouraging. It can be sort of overwhelming as the bills come rolling in and as we look to take care of our family and we deal with our resume being turned down, our job applications being turned down. And so if you are blessed enough to have a job, it may not be the best job, it may be a challenging job, but if you have a job, first of all, be thankful that you have a job. You have a way to connect with people outside of the home. You have a way to pay your bills. Maybe it doesn't cover all your bills, but it covers at least some of your bills. You have a way of generating your income. You have something to pour yourself into. And so be thankful that you have a job. The scriptures tell us to be thankful in all things, and certainly as we reflect on the gift of work and the blessing of work, then we should give God all praise, and knowing that He cares for us and He has provided means by which we may care for ourselves and our families. That's your first encouragement. Be thankful that you have a job. Second encouragement is for you to work hard as unto the Lord. The Bible talks a lot about working hard. In fact, we even have kind of an idiom that we use in English speech. We talk about the good Christian work ethic, something that we've talked about before in a sermon. But the Bible does talk greatly about the use of work and the role and function of work. Adam and Eve were given work at the beginning when things were perfect in the Garden of Eden. They were to tend the garden. We even have passages like Proverbs 6:6 that says, "Go to the ant, O sluggard, observe her ways and be wise, which having no chief, officer, or ruler, prepares her food in the summer and gathers her provision in the harvest." And then it continues to give a stern rebuke against laziness. And so we want to make sure that we are working hard as unto the Lord. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10, another book in the wisdom literature of the Old Testament, says that whatever our hand finds to do, we must do it with all of our might. Ecclesiastes is all about the vanity of simple things in life, devoid of God, but work as unto the Lord is something that is rewarding, something that is prosperous as well. Another passage I want to direct your attention to in regards to working hard as unto the Lord is in the book of Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6, starting in verse 5 and reading through verse 9. Much of what we have in regards to work deals with masters and slaves in the original context. Sometimes you may feel like you are a slave under your boss at work, but we certainly can derive principles from these passages in regards to our work. So Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5, "Slaves, be obedient to those who are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in the sincerity of your heart as to Christ, not by way of eye service, as men pleasers, but as slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. With good will render service as to the Lord, and not to men, knowing that whatever good thing each one does, this he will receive back from the Lord, whether slave or free. And masters, do the same things to them, and give up threatening, knowing that both their master and yours is in heaven, and there is no partiality with him. Work hard as unto the Lord. Be known for your good Christian work ethic." Now, third encouragement stems from this last passage in Ephesians chapter 6. There's a phrase here that's really helpful, "as to the Lord," and then it also builds with this idea of doing this as you would be working for the Lord. Because you both have the same master, your boss has the same God, and you have the same God. While your boss may not properly reverence the God that you serve, he still is a child in the general sense of being created by God and being sustained by God. And so keep that in mind when you're working. And for that reason, govern your speech. Sometimes it's easy when things are difficult at work to not govern our speech. Govern your speech in this regard because you both have the same Lord. And one encouragement that James offers in regards to governing our tongues, he says that with our tongue, sometimes we blaspheme those created in God's image, and that's a horrifying thing when you think about it. So be thankful that you have a job. Work hard as unto the Lord. Realize that you and your boss, or you and your employees, if you are a boss or if you're in management, have the same master. You have the same Lord. And then our fourth encouragement is to endure under fire. If you're like most Americans and you do the 9-to-5 thing, you probably went into work this morning, or you're going into work this morning with pretty low expectations. Things over the weekend kind of fell apart. Things over the weekend didn't go as they should have gone. And you are here to clean up the mess. And so very quickly your work week is going to get very stressful and very difficult. I want you to endure. This is an encouragement to persevere. This is an encouragement to be steadfast. In 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 18, it says, "Servants, be submissive to your masters with all respect, not only to those who are good and gentle, but also to those who are unreasonable. For this finds favor if, for the sake of conscience toward God, a person bears up under sorrows when suffering unjustly. For what credit is there if, when you sin and you are harshly treated, you endure it with patience? But if, when you do what is right and suffer for it, you patiently endure it, this finds favor with God." Now, in the context, we're talking about work. Work, even when it's difficult. Work when it's easy, and work when it's difficult, because this sort of thing finds favor with God, and it develops key virtues that Christians need to have. So, endure under fire. And then number 5, your fifth encouragement, do not let work take over your life. Workaholism is a very serious issue and something that we need to keep our eyes on and make sure that we are trying to avoid. We can get so wrapped up in work that we forget it is merely something for us to do while we are in the flesh, at least in the sense of having a job. We certainly know that there will come a time when we pass, and Lord willing, we will be blessed to be in the presence of God, and we will be serving Him in that sense. But work, as far as toil and labor, is something that happens under the sun. And so make sure that your spiritual well-being is not suffering because you have poured yourself too much into your work. Make sure that the spiritual welfare of your family is not suffering because you have poured yourself too much into work. Whereas Jesus says in Matthew chapter 6, "Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven," because when you lay up treasures on earth, moths destroy, thieves break in and steal, things rust. So lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven. So there are 5 encouragements for you as you begin this work week. Lord willing, you have a job. If not, keep working, keep trying, keep putting in your applications, keep updating your resume. But our 5 encouragements to those who have jobs this week: be thankful you have a job. Work hard as unto the Lord. Realize that you both have the same God and the same Lord. Endure under fire, and do not let work take over your life so that you become a workaholic and your spiritual life suffers. 5 encouragements for you. If you have any feedback, if you have anything that you'd like to offer, encouragement to somebody who's beginning the work, go ahead and offer a comment for us on our Facebook page, on our YouTube, or you can even message us through our website. We'll have this video available on all 3. God bless you. God keep you sane during this work week, and God cause you to realize the value of good labor and to involve yourself in good labor. If you have any needs, please reach out to us. We want to be giving you an encouragement. We want to offer constant encouragement. If you feel like you're drowning a little bit. We love you, and we're praying for you. God bless.